to the third convocation of Indian Institute of Information Technology, Kottayam. You are requested to keep your microphone muted throughout the session.
Indian Institute of Information Technology, Kottayam, an institution of national importance, had its humble beginning in the year 2015. The campus is located at Pala, Kottayam in Kerala and is surrounded by lush green flora, scenic views and an eco-friendly environment. It is well connected by road, rail and air. The institute offers undergraduate, postgraduate and research programs. The undergraduate programs include BTech in Computer Science and Engineering, BTech in Computer Science with specialization in Cybersecurity, BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering. The postgraduate program consists of MTech for working professionals with specializations in AI and data science and cybersecurity.
Welcome to the third convocation of the Indian Institute of Information Technology, Kottayam. You are requested to keep your microphone muted throughout the session.
The research program comprises of PhD in Computer Science, Electronics and Mathematics. IIIT Kottayam has signed MOU with many premier international universities. The institute is constantly focused on inculcating best coding practices in students and nurturing innovation culture through incubation centers and startups. The institute has well-equipped state-of-the-art computer labs, computing infrastructure and BYOD labs. On the backdrop of the pandemic situation, all the academic activities were channelized through the customized open source platform of the institute.
Ladies and gentlemen, the third convocation of IIIT Kottayam is about to commence. The virtual procession is now entering the hall. You are requested to stand up and remain standing till the virtual procession instrumental music is stopped. invocation.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मा अमृतं गमय सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the whole academic community here at IIIT-Kottayam, I welcome you all to the third annual convocation of the Indian Institute of Information Technology, Kottayam. Now, I request the Chairperson Board of Governors, Professor Ashok Junjanwala, to declare the convocation open.
I request the Director, Professor Rajiv Dharaskar, to present the report of the Institute. Director sir, please start your presentation.
Sir, 1 minute.
The chief guest of the convocation, Honorable Lakshmi Narayanan, ex-Vice-Chairman and ex-CEO of Cognizant and Chairman of IIT Academy, the Chairman of Board of Governors, Professor Ashok Junjanwala, the present and former members of Board of Governors, the Finance Committee, the Senate, and the Building Works Committee, distinguished invitees, Registrar, Dean Academic, Faculty Administrative and Technical Staff, dear students and their proud parents and family members, our esteemed guests, members of media, and dear graduates. I extend a very cordial welcome to you all to the third convocation of IIIT-Kottayam, Kerala. At the outset, I take this opportunity to express our gratitude to the Honorable Lakshmi Narayanan for readily agreeing to be the chief guest of this function and to deliver the convocation address. I am happy to inform you distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, that today a total 57 undergraduate students will be receiving their degree certificates. I extend my heartiest congratulations to all of them and to their proud parents. We have completed just 6 years. While we provide ourselves in many accomplishments so far, at the same time, we are working assiduously to achieve more. At this occasion, I can only reflect on a few of our modest achievements in academic and sustainable capacity building since the beginning of this session. The IIIT-Kottayam has become a preferred destination of computer engineering student and IT sector professionals in India. This year's student strength of institute will be around 800, which include 42 research scholars, 122 MTech students and expected first year students. Gradually, our faculty strength has increased from 12 to 31 and we could attract excellent talent across the globe, which include qualified faculty from UK, Germany, South Africa, China, etc. And from premier institutes of India such as IITs, NITs, IIITs, central universities, etc. After getting overwhelming response from IT industry for MTech in AI data science for working professionals, this year IIIT-Kottayam has started another highly interdisciplinary program, namely MTech in cybersecurity for working professionals. As on today, we have admitted 122 students from 80 IT industries, which includes candidates with over 10 years of experience from top IT industries. Teaching to experienced IT professionals is a challenging task for any faculty of information technology on the earth. And I proudly say that our talented faculty members have accepted this challenge and proved their ability. This year, along with BTech in CSE and ECE, IIIT-Kottayam has started highly interdisciplinary program, namely BTech in computer science with specialization in cybersecurity. I must appreciate that our faculty members along with industry personnels could develop internationally standard curriculum for these courses. We are among the very few CFTI who could start this course of national interest. Till date, the institute could submit 108 research projects and proposals worth approximately 97 crores rupees to various funding agencies and industries across the globe, such as Austria, Brazil, Brunei, Germany, Italy, Japan, Malaysia, Portugal, Serbia, USA, etc. Till date, our faculty members, including administrative staff, has published or presented more than 800 research papers, which include 20 research papers of BTech students. The faculty member of IIIT-Kottayam got 7 Best Paper Awards and could apply for 7 national and international patents. In addition to this, over a dozen of national and international research collaborations were initiated for establishing the long-standing research developments at our institute for the Indian community. The MSME Incubation Center along with Atal Incubation Center of NITI Niti Aayog have contributed a lot for developing a vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem at IIIT-Kottayam. They have given birth to 23 startups. Our students have won the prizes and ranking in prestigious global and national coding or programming competitions such as Google Summer Code, Google Hash Code 2021, Hack and Reboot 2020, organized by IIT Kanpur, MIT COVID-19 Challenge 2020, Smart India Hackathon, and around 50 more events. This year, we have successfully organized our second IEEE International Conference, and the third one is scheduled. Along with Darmstadt, Germany, we organized Indo-European Entrepreneurial Hackathon on IoT, cloud analytics and visualization. It has boosted the Indo-European entrepreneurial interest. The faculty of IIIT-Kottayam are connecting thousands of academicians, researchers, students, industry personnel and society through hundreds of events such as faculty development programs, student internship programs for external students, series of webinar, seminar, conferences, symposium, YouTube channels, various collaborative activities of 2 incubation centers, various resource persons, editor, reviewers, etc. I'm sure it will help a lot to build vibrant ecosystem for developing international standard IT hub at Kerala. I'm happy to inform you that in last 1.5 years, due to proactive nature of IIIT-Kottayam community, the COVID-19 pandemic could not hamper our spectacular growth rate. The global pandemic could not disturb our academic calendar, events, research, training and placement activities, construction activities and campus development. We are progressing with galloping speed. We are keeping with our promise to maintain the academic environment at par with any other internationally acclaimed premier higher education institute across the globe. The commitment and dedication of our faculty, students, administrative staff, especially Registrar Office headed by Dr. M. Radhakrishnan, Dean Academics and technical staff always inspire me. I thank them all for their diligent efforts and support. With this commitment, tireless effort and strong foundation that the institution now stands on, I assure you that IIIT-Kottayam will continuously grow to greater heights. Once again, I rejoice with all the graduates of today for your scholastic achievements at the IIIT-Kottayam. Your journey into lifelong learning has just begun. Considering the rapid rate of change and the challenges of 21st century workplace, the challenges of before you are to impact the society positively through your newly acquired knowledge and competencies. I also enjoin you to be a good ambassadors of this premier institute of national importance in whatever capacity you find yourself. More importantly, may I implore you to always remember the IIIT-Kottayam in all that you do and contribute to its development. The IIIT-Kottayam has invested heavily in you. You should also give back when you are well positioned to do so. Always remember that this institute is owned by you. Keep connected with us, not just as alumni, but as stakeholders in the institute. As your experience grows, come back as mentors to future batches. We believe in grow together. My warmest wishes to you all in all your future endeavors. IIIT-Kottayam is proud of you. Your contributions will enrich the heritage of IIIT-Kottayam. We will always remain keen to hear about your progress. Our relationship now enters into a new paradigm, that of mutual friends. This new relationship is the most beautiful treasure that we will share from today. On behalf of the faculty, staff and students of IIIT-Kottayam and on my own, I would like to express our gratitude to Honorable Education Minister of India, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan, the Education Ministry of Government of India, Honorable CM of Kerala, Shri Pinarayi Vijayan, the ENT Department of Government of Kerala, and late Shri K.M. Mani for generous support and unwavering assistance as well as guidance, and indebted to the chairperson BOG and members of the Board of Governors, the private partners and other statutory bodies for their effective advice and guidance. Jai Hind. Now I request the chairperson, Board of Governors, to deliver his speech and introduce the chief guest.
You have to unmute yourself, Ashok.
Sorry about this. Shri Lakshmi Narayanan, chief guest of today's function, Director of the Institute, Rajiv Dharaskar, Registrar, Dr. Radhakrishnan, members of the board, K.K. Singh and P.J. Narayan, and others who are not here, deans, members of Senate, faculty, parents, ladies and gentlemen. Join me in congratulating the class of 2021 of IIIT-Kottayam on the occasion of their graduation. My speech is going to be now addressing especially the graduating students. I know that you have gone through a very tough time over the last 1.5 years. Things were going fine till then, while you were at IIIT-K. You were amongst friends, enjoying both in class as well as outside. I remember coming and meeting some of you, learning and growing together. And then it happened suddenly. You were shut out. You had to return to your home quickly. You left your friends and for a while did not even understand what was happening. You're hoping that this will pass soon, but the paralysis was persistent. Of course, you did not completely give up. You figured a way out and carried on online studies as much as possible. Your teachers came up with wonderful interactive software based on open source software and had conducted the online classes. I'm sure you found different electronic means to even interact amongst each other. But frankly speaking, you must have missed the bonhomie which was there on the campus. We thought that it is there for a few months, but it has lasted 1.5 years. And very unfortunate that you're not even there when you are graduating. We strongly believe that learning happens as much outside class as it does inside the class. The limited interaction outside the class therefore means that you have missed things. Hopefully, most of you did okay health-wise. Hopefully, most of your family did well. I'm afraid some of you were unlucky, but remember that you are not alone. The whole country and to some extent the whole world was suffering. What is good that it appears that we are just coming out of it. We have to be still very careful. There are still many, many questions and doubts, but we have to hope for the best. While being careful and moving on, we hope that the episode is behind us. The good part is that in spite of all these problems, you have managed to continue classes and are able to graduate today from IIIT-Kottayam. Congratulations. The last 1.5 years must have taught that if you're not careful, nature will hit us back. I hope this episode has taught you a lesson, has strengthened you, and helped you understand that you will face similar crises in your life in future. One such crisis that you will certainly face has to do with the consequence of global warming. we are collectively hurting this earth badly. And things will sometimes spiral out of control, just like I did over last year and a half, unless we learn fast and change the way we live, the way we work, and the way we use our resources of the earth. We cannot continue to use fossil fuels the way we have done in the past. It is imperative that we make our lives and environment sustainable. What do we have to do? We are still figuring it out, probably not even begin the task. I know you could say that you have played a very small role in messing these things up. You are mere kids. But unfortunately, you will be the ones that will bear the consequences of what your elders did all over the world. It is our lifestyle, and I'm talking about lifestyle of many of us, upper middle class, many of you will be part of that, that has damaged the world. And we now need to fix things, just like we work to fix the problem of COVID. We need plenty of technology to do this. And hopefully, this institute has taught you enough technology. But let me tell you that the institute, any institute, can only get you to begin learning. Learning science and technology is a lifelong exercise. I graduated from IIT Kanpur more than 50 years back. And I think every year I learn as much as I learned in those 5 years at IIT Kanpur. You have to learn every day and grow. You need to do things that for the next 50 years of your life. Hopefully, we have taught you how to learn. If you have learned that, you can continuously learn from here onwards, leveraging the web, leveraging your friends, and wherever learning resources are available. And fortunately, there are available now, a lot of learning resources are available. Let me remind you that technology can and will help us correct the damage that we have caused to the earth. We hope that this institute has taught you how to use and innovate on technology to solve the problems that you encounter in the future. You have no option to take this challenge, but to take this challenge, because your generation is certainly going to face more and more problems. Well, I do not want to prolong this, as the industry stalwarts, Lakshmi Narayanan, who played a very important role in building the IT industry in India, is a chief guest, and you'll hear from him soon. But I want to add that you must consider yourself fortunate to have come to this beautiful campus and have lived here for about 2.5 years or a little more. You must have missed this place in the last 1.5 years. And now you're graduating without spending any time even with your classmates. I'm so sure you're all well connected electronically by various social media means, but that is not enough. So I hope that once this whole thing passes, and maybe in 2 years, maybe in 3 years, you'll come back to this institute for about a week to 10 days. We'll love to host you so that you can interact with each other, develop the Bonohami further, strengthen your bonds, and get connected to your faculty and the institute more. We certainly did not want to graduate like this. So hopefully, if you come back and do that over the next 2 to 3 years, plan out along with the institute a summer or a winter or some other break. We'd love to have you there and work with us to think. You can even review your life on campus, your life over the last 1.5 years, and the next 2 to 3 years till you come back here and figure out what can you do. We'll love to interact with you. I'll also say, as Director mentioned, when you come back, it'll be time to pay a little bit of gratitude to the institute. Because while you had a tough time over last 1.5 years, you cannot even imagine what the faculty and the institute administration had to go through over the last 1.5 years in helping you complete your education, and so that you can graduate without delay. We had to work much, much harder. So hopefully when you come back and enjoy yourself, you'll also pay some gratitude to the institute and to the faculty and develop deeper ties. Well, beyond this, all that I can do is bless you and tell you to do well in your life. Stay connected amongst yourself. Most important thing. Make a difference to your country and to the world. After all, our institute can only wish that its alumni shine. Thank you once again and congratulations on your graduation. And special congratulations to all the prize winners. I now request Shri Lakshmi Narayanan. I'm not going to give a big introduction for him. He, as far as I'm concerned, he was one of the 3 or 4 people who really built the IT industry for the country. And that IT industry has changed the nation. It has not just brought wealth, but it has brought huge confidence to the country. And this is one area where we are counted among the top 2, 3 in the world. There is no other area. I'm just hoping that over the next few years, we are able to get in other areas, do as well as we have done in IT industry. And he continues to do that. And he has been one of the pioneers. Let's celebrate it, but we certainly know that he has made a huge difference. Over to you, Shri. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Junjunwala, Director Dr. Rajiv Daraskar, Dr. Radhakrishnan, distinguished faculty of IIIT-Kottayam, students, families, and friends. It's great to be here on this auspicious occasion. And first of all, I must thank the director and the faculty of the institution for providing me an opportunity to congratulate them on creating this institution and creating the students who are passing out, who I'm sure will make a whole lot of difference in the world. The hard work that the faculty have put in developing these students, in making them learn, in creating these excellent minds is going to benefit the corporate world, the startup and the entrepreneurial world. Thank you, Director, faculty, Dean, and others. And I must also thank the family and friends of the students who are passing out. They have played a big role. They made sacrifices to create the students. They have taught values. They have instilled a sense of honesty, a sense of integrity, aspirations, character, everything, which is so vital for students to succeed in the modern world. After all, it's the values and character and the attitude of people that determine the trajectory of their growth. Thank you, parents. And finally, congratulations to the graduating students. You have done wonderfully well. It looks like all of you are placed either in the corporate world or the entrepreneurial world. And I'm sure you have started making a difference already. You are entering an entirely different world from the academic world. The corporate world is very, very different. There are 2 areas that I want to talk about that is very different. First and foremost is the responsibility that you have. The responsibility for your progress, for your career, for your purpose in life, for all the actions that you take. All along, it was the teachers, the parents, and the family who taught you, who made you who you are today. But hereinafter, there is a major portion of work that you have to do yourself. You have to take ownership and responsibility for all your actions. You have to work with a purpose in mind and to be a good global citizen, contributing to your family, the community, the society, and the country and world at large over a period of time. That's a big responsibility, but I can tell you it's a very, very joyful experience. It is something that you will enjoy, and having achieved something at the end, the respect that you get from society is something that is unmatched. I hope all of you will strive for that type of respect in society. You're entering a different world, a digital world, very different from the world that we entered years ago. Many of you are digital natives. The world that you're seeing is so different from what it was just about 10 or 15 years ago. This digital world is full of opportunities. Dr. Junjunwala mentioned about the IT industry. The IT industry that you're entering, or many of you are entering, is already a $200 billion industry. And it aspires to grow to a $500 billion industry by the time the Indian economy reaches 5 trillion. Very ambitious goal, but then the industry has the confidence to do it because in the last 30 years, we have come from nowhere to among the top players globally in the technology industry, and to reach a size of $200 billion, which is almost 8% of the GDP of the country. No mean achievement. And it is something that has been achieved by people like you, millions of them, more like 3.5 to 4 million people who are in the IT industry, who has contributed to the strength of this industry. And it is these people that the industry is dependent on to grow to 500 billion or half a trillion industry. So you're entering the digital world at the right time, full of opportunities on a high growth trajectory. It is also said earlier when we talk about the problems of poverty, problems of climate change, problems of whatever that occurs in the world, we said education is the solution. Let's educate the people so that all the citizens all over the world take responsibility. Now, in addition to education, people are saying digitization is something that is going to have a very good chance at solving the problems, whether it is sustainability or whether it's growth, taking people out of poverty, etc. All of you have experienced the results of digitization. The payment systems that you have, the way you order, e-commerce, etc., are all part of the digital world. And that's not only it. There are people who are looking to digital world to change the future of manufacturing. One of the slogans GE, General Electric Company, one of the large manufacturers, has put out is digitize to decarbonize. If you want to have a carbon-free world or zero emission world by 2050 or 2060, they're saying we have to digitize. And they have chalked out clear plans in the areas that they are focused on: healthcare, aircraft engines and transportation, energy systems. Very clear plans to digitize that would lead to decarbonization. So not only is digitization helping in the day-to-day things of e-commerce and logistics and transportations, but it is also solving problems of energy, decarbonization, and so on. So it's that world that you're entering that is full of such digitization opportunities. And how will that work? We said education, we said digitization. I'll just talk about one instance where educational institutions and research institutions have to collaborate with the industry in order to solve problems of the world, in order to grab all the opportunities. One example, one initiative that is currently underway by the Principal Scientific Advisor, Dr. Vijay Raghavan, Principal Scientific Advisor to the Prime Minister, is building a platform. It's called Innovation and Science at Bharat, a platform that once developed and deployed will enable very active collaboration between educational institutions and the industry so that they can jointly work on important initiatives, not the small startup type of initiatives, but large initiatives that affect mankind. Professor Junjunwala talked about how IT industry has made a difference, how India has earned a reputation because of people like you who have joined this industry and contributed to technology. We have opportunities in the pharmaceutical world, vaccine development, biosimilars, genomics, again, a growing area that depends on technology. We have opportunities in the energy area, renewable and non-renewable sources of energy. You must have heard about recent announcements by large industry groups in India that have chalked out plans that will lead to a big contribution towards decarbonization. These are areas of the future that India can play a leading role. These are high growth areas. I really want all of you to be part of high growth areas so that you can participate and grow faster than anyone else. The reason these are high growth areas is because there is significant R&D investment that's taking place in these areas. And R&D investment is vital for future growth. So the PhD students that you have in the institute and all the other people who have contributed to research in terms of papers will have a telling impact on the future growth. I just want to talk about 2 or 3 examples as opportunities and how various companies and industries are grabbing these opportunities and looking for people like you to participate in that. Let's take the auto industry. The auto industry, for those of you who have been following it more recently in the last 3 to 4 days, globally have announced a reduction in the sale of passenger cars, in the sale of two-wheelers, etc. India is no exception. In fact, Maruti has gone to the extent of saying that they are going to cut back on production. General Motors, one of the largest companies in the world, has said that they are going to give up $2 billion of business because they are unable to meet the demand. And what's the reason? Shortage of semiconductors. This is such a surprising thing. The 4 large manufacturers, SMIC from China, TSMC, the Taiwanese company, Samsung, and many others who are manufacturing these, are unable to meet the demand. Why? Because at the beginning of COVID, when things looked really bad all over the world, they cut down on production, cut down on capacity, and it's taking them time to rebuild that capacity to supply the newer semiconductors. And practically all the industries are impacted. And that goes to show how vital these semiconductors and this electronic hardware is for the growth of the world. And yet, there's one company that did something innovative. Tesla. Tesla also faced similar shortages of the latest chips that go into their cars. But what they did was something different. They went back to the previous generation of the chips that they were using in the automobiles, changed the software, worked on the software relentlessly in the last 6 to 8 months, and provided a solution. And their production lines continued to provide automobiles. In fact, Tesla is the only company that did not announce a reduction in the production of automobiles. So here is a company that is known for innovation in all areas, has again demonstrated they can innovate out of the crisis that we have. That's the world of opportunity that you're entering. And the second thing that I want to talk about is the new world of drones, unmanned aerial systems, quadricopters. You're all familiar with it. You have seen them. They are becoming mainstream. They are becoming mainstream, so much so. In the next 5 to 10 years, I think whether you own a two-wheeler or an automobile, I'm sure each one of you will have a UAS, however small it is. Just imagine how these thousands and thousands of these devices, if they were to fly, doing some task, it may be simple tasks like photography or videography, but it could be tasks like delivery, it could be other tasks like distribution, whatever it is. We don't have a system today as to how to manage this kind of a traffic. If the drones traffic reach the levels that the automobile traffic has reached, then we need a very, very important solution. And who's working on this? All the leading players in the world are developing systems, developing standards. NASA is leading that effort. NASA is trying to come up with solutions. There are multiple solutions. There is an Indian researcher who suggested that within the metro, why is it that we cannot use the regular traffic system that we have? After all, we use Google Maps to go from one place to the other. It takes us there precisely. Can we not use it for the drones or the quadricopters that fly maybe at 1,000 feet level? They just follow the street signs, just follow the roads and reach the destination. Appears to be a good solution, may not be the most efficient solution, but the thought process among people is going on to try out different things. And this may be particularly applicable on a lighter side for people in Kottayam or in Kerala. Every household will need a landing pad. So the sloping roofs of Kerala may have to give way to flat roofs so that drones can land. That's another big opportunity that's going on. I can go on and on about various things that India is participating in. Vaccines, for example. What is appropriate for India? Is there a vaccine that can be made for COVID and other viruses that can work, can be stored at room temperature? What's called warm vaccine, instead of the logistics of the nightmare of storing them in sub-zero temperatures and at the end not being sure whether they're effective or not. Yes, researchers in India, in Indian Institute of Science, have worked and have an opportunity to create a vaccine called the warm vaccine that can work at room temperature. And likewise, there are several new initiatives that are working on, and all of them depend, and all of them are at the integration, at the crosshairs of technology and the industry vertical. So the final point that I want to make before I give you 2 or 3 examples is the intersection of technology with applications in industry is very vital. And for each of you who are graduating, and each of you are doing research, just knowing technology, just knowing languages, just being a specialist in data sciences, which have or will become horizontal expertise, is no longer sufficient. A certain level of expertise in the industry verticals, whether it is drones, whether it's space, whether it's aviation or pharma or renewable energy or agriculture or manufacturing, that kind of a specialization is going to be important. And that's an area that each one of you will have to make a choice at an appropriate time, specialize and gain mastery so that technology with industry applications will get you solving problems and provide you great opportunities. The last point that I want to make is about the future and the long-term thing. I mean, given the qualifications that you have, you're entering the industry, you've all got jobs, and I must mention a special welcome to the 10 students who have joined or joining Cognizant. Welcome. I'm sure you'll contribute to the success of this organization like the others are going to contribute to their respective organizations. The key thing for longer term happiness is not in material comfort. Yes, material products are necessary. It's something that we all aspire for. That gives us comfort, that gives us joy. But true happiness comes over a longer period of time through other things. The researchers and elderly people have said the true happiness comes from just 4 things: faith, family, friends, and work. Faith could be anything. It could be religious faith. My faith is science and technology. Anything that happens in the world of science and technology excites me. I follow that. So much so, I want to share one that I read, just something that happened this week. This week in a laboratory in the US, a US Department of Energy supported laboratory called the Relativistic Heavy Ion Collider Laboratory. They proved Einstein's general theory, the E equal to mc squared. We know how matter can be converted to energy. We know matter and energy are interchangeable from theory, not in practice. But here, for the first time, they produced matter out of photons or out of energy. I mean, this is something that I consider fantastic. 600 to 800 electrons and positrons, matter and antimatter, was discovered by high-speed near collision of photons, exactly how energy is converted into matter. And the thing that excited me was this heavy ion collider that I was talking about. For this experiment to succeed, they had to shoot a gold atom stripped of all the electrons at 99.995% of the speed of light. They achieved that. And that's the power of technology. And that's what has established the age-old, 80-year-old theory of general theory of relativity. And this is going to open up all kinds of frontiers in the future. That's the commitment that I would like each of you to make, to understand. May or may not participate, but that's the world that you're entering. But the true world that you can succeed in requires something else. I'll tell you 2 examples of that, more from the recent games, the Olympic Games that happened, and from the field of sports. These are people who strive for excellence. These are people in the field of sports. If you have to be among the best in the world, I mean, you require not just 10,000 hours of practice, as it is said. The passion, that commitment, unwavering desire to win, that is what is the most important thing. And above all, there are values. I'll just make one statement and read out something that happened some time back. The axiom is that no victory is more valuable than being honest. No victory is more valuable than being honest. And the example that I want to quote is about a Kenyan runner, a long distance runner, a 3,000 kilometer runner called Abel Mutai. Abel Mutai was participating in an important world event, not the Olympics, but an important event in which participants from almost all the countries from Europe and US were participating. He was running the 3,000 meter chase, and he was close to the finishing line, winning. But when he got near the finishing line, the signages were not very clear, because of which he thought he had crossed the finishing line, but in fact he hadn't crossed. He stopped before reaching the finishing line. And there is a Spanish runner who was running closely behind, who came. His name is Fernandez. He came behind and told Abel Mutai, hey, the finish line is further away. Keep running. Abel didn't understand the language. He didn't know what he was saying. He just stood there. And finally, Fernandez got frustrated, and he literally dragged him and pushed Abel Mutai, the Kenyan, to cross the finish line. It was fantastic. It was a race that Fernandez was right behind him, could have easily won, but he chose not to, but push the real winner. And of course, he was asked by the journalist as to why he did that. And his answer was, you could have won, but what would be the merit of my victory? What would be the honor in that medal? What would my mother think of that? That was his answer. So these type of values are passed from generation to generation, and that no victory is more valuable than being honest. And the last example that I want to give is perfection, and you can succeed in every field that you choose. That is the Austrian cyclist in Olympic of Tokyo, who won the gold medal. She is a PhD in mathematics, continues to do postdoctoral work in Lausanne, in Switzerland. Her desire, passion was cycling. She has practiced. She participated in the 170 kilometer odd cycling race in the Olympics. She was least visible. The professional cyclist didn't really worry about her because she was an outsider. And yet she won the gold medal. because one of our passion and because of a lot of circumstances. Since the other people, this is like the tortoise and hare story. The other people didn't give much credit to her. That's not the end of the story. She won that and she was celebrating. But the person who was most frustrated was the second prize winner, the person who came second, a lady from Holland. Her name is Van Vleuten. She participated in the 2016 Olympics. She was the favorite, but she couldn't win the medal because during the course of the race, there was an accident and she couldn't complete the race. She saw the event later on from a Rio de Janeiro hospital. A race that she should have won was taken away. So this time she participated again. She thought she won because the leader, the Austrian mathematician, had gone away winning the medal, but she didn't realize that because she was out of sight. When people told her that, no, you're not the winner, there's someone else who has taken the medal, you should have seen the disappointment in her. You prepare for Olympics, you get a chance once in 4 years, and you've lost that chance. So what I'm trying to say is life is full of opportunities, challenges, and surprises like this. You must be prepared for that. At no point should failures should put you away. I'm sure Van Vleuten will come for the next Olympics. After all, she has tried twice. She's going to try again. And there is a lesson that I want to leave you with as you enter this world full of opportunities and the world where excellence will be respected in everything that you do, the discipline. But I was just observing the two medal winners, Vedant Joshi and Shri Lakshmi Ajit, as the photographs passed by. Very good photographs, impeccably taken, very well dressed for the occasion. That is the excellence that I'd like to see in everyone, in all pursuits of life. Congratulations once again and wish you the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the excellent speech. Registrar, please continue. Registrar, will you please continue?
I submit 20 students who have completed the requirements of the graduate program and have been recommended for the award of the degree B.Tech Honours, Computer Science and Engineering by the Senate. I pray that they be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Chairperson Senate, I admit you all to the award of the degree of B.Tech Honours, Computer Science and Engineering of the Indian Institute of Information Technology, Kottayam.
I present Anuj Srivastava. Arindam Singh Sengar. Ashish Gusain. Ayush Rai. Deepesh Sharma. Gondu Shivakrishna. Gunish. Konidana Sai Manoj. Konjeti Kirti Srinivas. Mattaparthi Satyabhargavi. Neeraj S. Reddy Anurag Reddy. Rishav Jaiswal. S. Rahul Badami. Sangeeta Suresh. Sri Lakshmi Ajit. Tuman Shaili. Vedant Sandeep Joshi. Vibhor Vij. Vishal Shivakumar Kanakamamidi.
I submit 37 students who have completed the requirements of the graduate program and have been recommended for the award of the degree BTech Computer Science and Engineering by the Senate. I pray that they be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chairperson Senate, I admit you all to the award of the degree of Bachelor of Technology, Computer Science and Engineering of the Indian Institute of Information Technology, Kottayam.
I present Adityaraj R. Abhishek Vishwakarma. Athyan. Aditya Kumar Naik. Ankit Anand. Anshuman Gaurav. Anshuman Rajiv Mishra. Arvind Rajpurohit. Banawat Jyotika. Tharawat Nihari Naik. Garvit Sharma. Gaurav Kanwat. Gorinka Ritika. Gunjan Asit Pagde. Jainil Fenal Tharia. Joel Matthew Philip. Kota Manoj Kumar. Kshitij Pal. Love Kumar. Madipadige Lakshman. Mahfouz Hassan. M. Shivakumar. Mekala Uday Bhargav. Patan Salim Khan. Rahul Kumar Singh. Rohit Sebi. Samir Ahmed S.J. Sagar Bhatia, Santosh Sharma, Shubham Mishra, Shubham Kamitkar, Somesh Kumar, Sudhanshu, Suryapal Singh Asolia Rao, Utkarsh Trivedi, Vangapandu Sandeep, Vishnukant B,
Now request the chief guest, Shri Lakshmi Narayanan, to permit to present the award of the Institute medals and certificates of merits.
Please, honored. Thank you.
The Institute Gold and Silver medals are awarded to students with the highest and second highest academic performance among all the students in the graduating batch. For the year 2017, I present to you Shri Lakshmi Narayanan, the following students for gold and silver medals. Gold medal is to Mr. Vedant Sandeep Joshi. Mr. Vedant Sandeep Joshi completed 12th from TVM Junior College, Mumbai, Maharashtra with 90.7%. He has worked on an industry study with TCS, Rapid Labs, and also published a research paper titled FIEO, a character level model for lip reading, that won Best Paper Award at 8th International IEEE Conference on Smart Computing and Communications 2021. He has done internship and projects with Vedanta Innovations, UST Global, Orsico USA, and TCS Rapid Labs. He did a project internship with UST Global named Using Quantum GANs to Generate Artificial Face Mask Data. He has also worked on a project involving autonomous AI-based UAV for fruit picking along with real-time edge-based inference, which was funded by Orsico USA. He was also the Smart India Hackathon finalist in the year 2020 on the topic Real-Time IoT Dashboard with Resource Usage Analytics under Airport Authority of India. He is currently working at Vedantu as a machine learning researcher. Silver medal goes to Ms. Sri Lakshmi Ajit. Ms. Sri Lakshmi Ajit did her 12th schooling from Saraswati Vidya Niketan, Yelamakkara, Kerala, and passed with 94%. She has co-authored a research paper published in IEEE Explore named Application of Natural Language Processing in IoT Cloud-Based Smart Homes, and presented this paper in the International Conference on Intelligent Communication and Computational Techniques, ICCT 2019. She has done internship in companies such as Asperis Technologies, D Sigma, Helto, UST Global, Intellect, Design Arena and TCS. She was also part of one of the top 25 teams selected in India in the version Beta Hackathon 2020 organized by ISTE Students Chapter, Maulana Azad NIT, Bhopal. Her non-academic pursuits include winning in sports, cultural and literary events in inter-college competitions across all years, as well as winning in inter-college competitions during NIT Calicut Technical Fest, Tattva and IIST Cultural Fest, Danak. She was also elected as the Tyndall's Club Mentor from 2019 to 21 and also the Placement Cell Coordinator for the batch 2017. She is currently working as a cybersecurity analyst in Goldman Sachs, Bangalore. The Institute Certificate of Merit is awarded to the student with the CGPA of 9 and above in the graduating batch. For the year 2021, I present 6 students. Vedant Sandeep Joshi, Sri Lakshmi Ajit, Rashav Jaiswal, Anuj Srivastava, Garvit Sharma, Vishal Shivakumar, Kanagam Amadi,
The graduates may take the oath now, administered by the Chairperson, Senate.
I solemnly swear that
I solemnly swear that
as a graduate
as a graduate
of the Indian Institute of Information Technology, Kottayam,
of Indian Institute of Information Technology, Kottayam,
I will use
I will use
my knowledge, experience,
experience,
and
and
skills
skills
for the enhancement
for the enhancement
of my professional growth
of my professional growth
and the
and
well-being of my country
the well-being of my country
and the
and the
protection
protection
of the global resources. I will make my alma mater proud by following the highest level of honesty and integrity. My actions and work will always be with the due responsibility, respect, sympathy, and dignity to all. All who have shared knowledge with me will always be honored
will always be honored,
and
and
I will firmly assure
I will firmly assure
to share the knowledge
to share the knowledge
I gain with others.
I gained with others.
I request the Chairperson Board of Governors to permit for entering the names of the graduates in the convocation register and also to declare the convocation closed.
I approve the names of the graduates in the convocation register. I declare the third convocation of IIIT-Kottayam now closed. Thank you, all of you. And thanks especially the chief guest, Lakshmi Narayanan. Please stand up for national anthem.
Please stand up for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
The virtual academic procession is now leaving the hall. The graduates are requested to stand up and remain standing till the virtual procession instrumental music is stopped.